All right, welcome to this conversation, and thank you for joining us. Now, every week on Wednesday, we sit down with the team at Quint. Aditya Menon joins us as always, and we sort of talk about politics. So, through the week, we're covering everything that's happened. And on Wednesday, and today we're talking about Friday because it was a holiday on Wednesday, but we talk about basically the impact it will have on politics, which is fascinating and interesting given the election that we have coming up. So that's what we're doing right now, and a couple of announcements before we go further. The four main things we're going to discuss: one, Amethi, Rae Bareli, and Rahul Gandhi's choice; two, the Prajwal Revana case and the impact it will have on Karnataka in terms of voting and the rest of the country; three, the low voter turnout in the first two phases of voting and what we can read into that; and finally, the Congress Manifesto campaign that the BJP is running, where it basically says they're going to distribute your wealth. In the latest statement, the Prime Minister talks about your buffaloes being distributed. So, really, what that means as well, and if that is really a campaign that is landing. These are the four things we're going to talk about. So, remember to like, share, subscribe. Remember to also to join our membership if you can. Send us a lot of your views and questions in the comment section, and check out Quint on their website and their YouTube page for all of the reporting that they're doing. All right, let's get straight to it. I'm going to now introduce my guests. As you know, Aditya Menon, who's a political editor of the Quint, and also C R Gowri Shanker, senior journalist and columnist. He was political editor of the Deccan Chronicle. He joins us right now. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Yep.
First question is Rahul Gandhi signing up for Rae Bareli um, instead of his normal Amethi, and what that means. So, if I may start with Mr. Shankar. Mr. Shankar, so on one hand, he stepped away from Amethi. On the second hand, his sister has not, and everybody was waiting because she's been so vocal this time that she might sign up. What are you interpreting from these decisions?
No, probably they don't want to take any risk because the moment Sonia Gandhi had become the Rajya Sabha member, already word has spread across the Congress party that Congress party is not likely to take up the challenge in 2024, and that message has very badly hit the Congress party. Subsequently, there was also doubts whether Rahul Gandhi would contest or not, from contest from Rae Bareli, or would he stick to only Wayanad. So that doubt was also there. So the grassroots level Congress workers were really upset the moment Sonia Gandhi had joined the Rajya Sabha, because ultimately the party leadership, they have to lead the party, and naturally they need to contest in the places which they had already contested, or in any other place. But the moment they back out and go for Rajya Sabha, that means they don't want to take any risk, and that sent a very wrong message across the party lines. I think it's good. At least Rahul Gandhi has taken a decision to contest the election from Rae Bareli, and that will really help the Congress party, because they have taken BJP NDA government head on, and they are in a very upbeat mood, saying that at least in the first two phases of election they have done very well. I don't know. Ultimately, the opinion polls are something different, because we are not exit polls are not allowed. Most of them are now coming out with opinion polls. Opinion polls favor the Bharatiya Janata Party, but this decision is very good.
Aditya, what is your opinion? Obviously, Rae Bareli is a far safer seat for Rahul Gandhi because he's not contesting Amethi against Smriti Irani. Does it seem a little bit weak though?
So I think two factors seem to have driven Rahul Gandhi's decision. One is that internal surveys conducted by the party in both the seats, and they made it quite clear that Rae Bareli is a far safer seat than
Hmm.
Amethi. Even if one takes Smriti Irani out of the equation, just on the ground realities of Rae Bareli were a little more favorable to the party than Amethi. So that was one reason. The other reason that seems to have been playing on the minds of the Congress leadership is that of a possible bipole in case Rahul Gandhi wins both seats.
Both.
Uh, and the I think the sense was that leaving Wayanad is not an option since Kerala goes to polls in 2 years' time. So then the second seat Rahul contest should be a comparatively safer one. And for instance, if tomorrow he wins both and he leaves Rae Bareli, say Priyanka Gandhi or another leader can contest Rae Bareli and probably retain that seat. On the other hand, had he chosen Amethi, a bypoll in Amethi could have had thrown up very unpredictable results. So I think that's the second aspect that seems to have been playing in the minds of the Congress leadership, especially the Gandhi family.
So tell us, basically, if they're not contesting Amethi, does that just basically hand it over to Smriti Irani? Is she likely to win it?
In some ways, yes, because Mr. KL Sharma is, of course, a very old loyalist of the Congress, and he has practically been managing Amethi for them for over 3 decades now. So, in that sense, he's not someone who's unknown to the seat, but he is a political lightweight. We must face that. And probably Smriti Irani would have the upper hand now. Of course, had Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi contested, it would have been a very, very hard fought battle, and Samajwadi Party is also supporting Congress in this
Yeah.
election. But now, yeah, it is definitely advantage Smriti Irani now.
Mr. Shankar, everybody in every election there is this debate about whether Priyanka Gandhi will contest or not. There was a little buzz this time that her husband might contest because he gave some confusing statements to the press as well. But do you think there is a possibility she may ever enter active politics, or will she always remain a star campaigner?
It all depends upon the results this time. 2024 report certainly will have an impact on the Gandhi family. If they do well, yes, she will definitely choose a constituency and will definitely contest. And about her husband, I don't think so. He has any backing in the Congress party itself. Because he has, of course, spoken out a couple of times outside, saying that people also and so constituencies are wanting me to contest. But I don't think so. That kind of impression is there in the Congress party that he should enter the electoral field. And I spoke to a lot of senior Congress leaders. So they never had never supported his idea about contesting the elections. And he has always considered to be a family member of the Gandhi family, but not a serious Congress candidate.
I just want, Aditya, an understanding of where Uttar Pradesh stands at this point with the SP. I know that the SP was insisting that the Congress contest, or the Rahul Gandhi actually contested Uttar Pradesh, because otherwise, what is the point of this alliance? But now, is that looking a little stronger, or is it largely in the favor of the BJP anyway?
I think the BJP is still likely to dominate Uttar Pradesh because last time it was up against the Samajwadi Party, BSP, and RLD contesting together. I think the opposition doesn't have that kind of an alliance arithmetic this time because we just have the Congress and Samajwadi Party in alliance. BSP is contesting separately, RLD is now with the BJP. So the arithmetic is more favorable to the BJP than it was in 2019. However, 2019 also then we saw the post Pulwama wave, which is not there right now. So maybe it will just get evened out in the end. But BJP is still in the lead. Prime Minister Modi is popular. CM Yogi Adityanath is also popular. But one is also hearing of pushbacks in certain seats. West UP, the first phase didn't go as well as the BJP anticipated. I think even in seats like Meerut, where Arun Govil is contesting, the BJP faced a lot of pushback from its own supporters. East UP, again, we are hearing that it's not going very well for the BJP. It's only the middle phases where the BJP is likely to dominate again. I think in this context, Rahul Gandhi's decision to contest from at least Rae Bareli will help the opposition in some ways. But of course, one seat that the opposition was counting on, which was Amethi, now may not be all that easy. So I think now a lot more of the burden of shouldering the anti-BJP campaign would be now on Akhilesh Yadav and his family.
Well, I want to move to now a story that's gaining a lot of ground, and this is the Prajwal Revanna case. I keep pointing out that I believe the mainstream media is underplaying it by calling it a sleaze or a sex tape case. That's not what it is. The Chief Minister Siddaramaiah now confirming that Prajwal Revanna has been accused of rape. They've filed a rape case against him, which means that he will be arrested. It's non-bailable as soon as he sets foot on Indian soil again. The Prime Minister himself campaigned for Prajwal Revana. Is that likely to backfire on the BJP? Mr. Shankar, you first.
No, because since the issue had come up during the election movement, I also spoke to some of the friends in Bangalore. What they say is, yes, only now at present, two women have come forward and filed a case against Revana. Some of them are their opinion is divided there. Simply, it is more to do with elections and they want to tarnish the image. And second thing is that this guy has been harassing women and this guy has been involved in a lot of cases. But the moment the issue had come up during the election, there's certainly an element of doubt. And there's also caste factor was also very strong in Karnataka. You have this Lingayat community, then you have Kurbas, and that also plays a lot. And but suddenly, it's suddenly the timing is absolutely not correct for the Revana and his team and his party. Definitely, it affects the party, and it's a very serious charge. And if it really proved, if he had really done it, because so many stories have been coming up that he has molested hundreds of women. I don't think so. That could be there. It might have been exaggerated, but a couple of them, yes, certainly two women have now come forward and filed FIR. So the law will take cut, and definitely he should be punished if he is found guilty. And he should be brought back to India, first of all.
Yes, he should be brought back to India because the fact that he left it all on a diplomatic passport.
Yeah, he's in Germany right now, it seems.
Yeah. He's in Germany right now. Aditya, we understand that the JDS has suspended him. What does this mean in terms of elections? So if, let's assume he wins anyway, is that now an independent seat? And he's obviously not part of the NDA anymore because he's not part of the JDS anymore.
Yes, if he's suspended by the JDS, so he will win as an independent. They can't take away his MPship. But then it's becoming a little tricky for the NDA also to distance themselves.
Suspension will not deprive him of the party status. If he's expelled from the party, then he will be independent.
Correct. And also it's difficult for them to distance themselves because now HD Revana also is now facing an FIR of abducting one of Prajwal's alleged victims. So it's really spreading, it's going more and more into the JDS's leadership is now facing the heat increasingly. So it's very difficult for, I think, the JDS or even the BJP to distance themselves from this entire scandal. Also, it's given a major talking point. I was traveling in Belgaum and Lakshmi Hebalkar was campaigning for her son, Mrinal here, and she's aggressively targeting the NDA on the Prajwal Revana case. So it has given the opposition a major talking point against the BJP.
Yeah.
So, I mean, here's the question. Of course, like you said, portions of Karnataka have not voted yet. They will continue to vote now. Do you think this is going to have a blowback? And also, what will be the political future of the Devagowda family after this plays out? And it turns out, the sense is that there may be other women who come forward to file complaints in the future as well. Aditya?
Oh, sorry, I thought. I think definitely the in this second phase, almost the areas of northern Karnataka will be voting, and this has become an issue. The media is all over this entire scandal. So, and I think it's also, as Mr. Gowri Shanker was saying, it's also playing into caste rivalries as well, and maybe giving rival castes another reason to sort of go after the Devagowda family. Yes, I think in the second phase, it will have an impact. Some of the issues, it will sort of prevent some of the other issues that the BJP was trying to emphasize. The focus will shift away from those.
Mr. Shankar, here's a question. Though H.D. Kumaraswamy made a statement, he distanced himself and his father from this entire issue. He said, we've never disrespected a woman. This is not about us. He then said, let the SIT take its course. But he also said, this is not the fault of the BJP. It is not the fault of the Prime Minister for campaigning for this man because they did not choose the candidate. we chose the candidate, so it's not their fault. So he was defending the senior ally in this alliance. But in your opinion, do you believe that the BJP would have approved a candidate, without doing a background check? And is it possible, in spite of Devraj Gowda's statement that he had informed his seniors in the BJP, that they did not know?
They might not have known about it. See, generally, a lot of gossips will be do around the political parties, and particularly in the political circles. Everyone knows who has this kind of habits are there, or this kind of allegations are there. Naturally, this will be there in circulation in the political party. Until somebody comes up and lodges a FIR, lodges a police complaint, it does not come up. But if you generally go and talk to any political party or any political leaders in any part of the country, you come across some allegation or against either he'll be a land grabber, or he will be a womanizer, or he has raped a woman, or some allegations or the other will be there. But unless until somebody files a serious case, this is what has happened in Karnataka now, because a complaint has been filed, because it has come in first of all in the social media, most of these videos. But subsequently, only when the FIR has been filed, the issue has taken a serious turn. And definitely, this kind of thing will certainly damage the political party. And unusually in these elections, and in 2024 elections, we have a spate of arrests, right from Kejriwal on in liquor scam to Kavita of BRS party. Then right now in Telangana, we have a couple of arrests right now for fabricated videos. So I think it's one of the most arrest-oriented elections that I have seen so far.
Aditya, do you expect this to become bigger? And with the same question about the HD Devegowda family and the JDS as a party, they've had some pretty severe defeats on the state level in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
to a point where Mr. Kumaraswamy said that I don't have the energy to do this anymore. Many of his party members didn't have the funds to contest anymore. There was, it almost seemed really tired in general. What do you think will be the political future of that party after this?
I think that was one of the because I think they were so concerned about where things will go from here. That was one of the reasons they actually took that decision to ally with the BJP, even though it meant alienating a part of their own base, especially among minorities. I think if they don't win a sufficient number of seats, it will be difficult. Of course, former Prime Minister H.D. Devegowda will remain the tallest leader of the Vokaliga community as long as he's alive. But after him, there will obviously be a tussle between Mr. Kumaraswamy on one side, DK Shivakumar on the other side, and there's claimants from the BJP like Ashwath Narayan and CT Ravi as well.
Also, the BJP's had a winning streak in Karnataka where it got about 25 out of 28 last time. How likely are they to continue to do just as well? Because if they want to at least do the 300 number, they'll have to do just as well, because Karnataka is a really important state for the BJP in the south. Mr. Shankar?
Yeah, certainly. Before coming to this, I want to bring it to your notice that when K. Chandrasekhar was the chief minister, he did help Kumaraswamy during his elections. He has sent money from Hyderabad. Somehow a source who had carried the amount, I think it was around 60 or 63 crores that have been given to Kumaraswamy for the elections. Election funding was done by, a part of it was done by KCR.
KCR.
Because he was earlier, yeah. But subsequently, in the subsequent elections, I think KCR did not go and campaign for him. Probably he doesn't want to take any risk on that issue. But suddenly he had supported it. And this is the next question you say, sir.
Right. I do want to move on to my third topic right now, which is the lower voter turnout. Also, interestingly, one of our viewers was just pointing it out. The Election Commission took a fair amount of time to release the turnout numbers as well. There was, there was a bit of a delay. It's come down. It's 66% in phase one compared to nearly 69-70% in the previous term, and 66% in phase two as well. Cities like Bangalore, only 50% voter turnout. Is there something we can read into this turnout, Mr. Shankar? What are you?
No, yeah, just in the afternoon, I was just going through one of the videos on YouTube. So
Uh,
one gentleman was saying, कैसा भी बीजेपी जीत जाता कि आ जाके वोट डालने का हिसाब बेकार है ना कैसा भी उन लोग आ जा रहे पावर में that is a lethargy. Generally people are not interested ये क्या भैया because there's already agenda had been set and BJP is going to power that has been talk across the country. But whether definitely they'll do will win 370 and 400 plus seats or not, we can't say. But the trend that has been set. But subsequently, people have also become quite lethargic. क्या बोलते क्या
mm.
I think it's disinterest and this will certainly affect Bharatiya Janata Party. It's not that easy because the report that we have got it from various Bharatiya Janata Party leaders across the country, they are really quite skeptical about it. But opinion surveys are something different. Opinion surveys says BJP is going to win maximum number of seats in this the phases of elections.
Aditya,
So
what do
in
you
this
understand from the lower turnout? Yes, go ahead.
So, at least as far as the delay on part of the election commission is concerned, it is a bit suspicious. And questions are being raised over it because, firstly, the data was released after a few days. Then there was an inordinate increase between the preliminary voter turnout and the
Final.
updated one. The third aspect that Yogendra Yadav has raised is that the absolute numbers of the votes cast wasn't released, and only the percentage numbers were released. So that was, I think, that these are the three questions that are being raised on the election commission's data. As far as obviously the political impact of low turnout is concerned, it's very difficult to make guesses on this because we don't actually know which is the voter who is not coming out. Is it the BJP voter who feels that, oh no, Modi is going to win anyway, what's the point of my vote? Or that he doesn't want to vote for the opposition, but he's still not enthusiastic enough to vote for Mr. Modi again. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is the opposition voter, which feels that anyway the BJP is coming back to power, so why should I go out and waste my? So it can be any one of these two, and it could just be
Yes,
simply people having issues in going and casting their vote due to whatever some logistical problems or their names being wrong or something like that. So it can be any of these reasons. We cannot actually make a guess on the result
yeah,
as to the political impact of voter turnout. In the past, we have seen fall in turnout harm the BJP, as we saw in the 2017 Gujarat election. The 3%
yeah,
fall harmed the BJP. But it fell 3% more between 2017 and 22, and BJP swept. So
Yeah.
it can go either ways. Yeah.
yeah.
And the last topic that I wanted to bring up, and this is my fourth topic for the day, the BJP's campaign on wealth distribution, which we saw the Prime Minister start off and then sort of push the pedal on it. So they've really stuck to this idea that the Congress is going to take away your money and distribute it. But they've also sort of stuck with the idea that they will distribute it to Muslims. And now, even though up till now the Prime Minister has never personally said anything about one particular religious community, now it has become very obvious. He's insinuated, he said you can make out from their clothes and things like that, but now he's actually said the words. Um, how much of this do you believe is now successfully reaching people, and how much of it is seeming a little uncomfortable? Mr. Shankar, your review of that campaign.
No, generally, wealth distribution or the anti-Muslim stance that have been taken, or to divide the votes. It's more like communalization of it. It's giving a communal color to the whole thing. But general perception, see, people vote for directly. They don't even look at the candidate. They are going to vote for the Modi. That is what the general perception is. And people, you ask any voter, you say that किसको वोट डाले मैं हूँ, मोदी साहब को वोट डाले साहब ने. Because that has become now the trend. But the wealth distribution, yes, they just wanted to divide the votes. They're very clear. We should have a bulk of voters. Like in the past, wherever you have a majority of Muslims are there, votes are guaranteed that entire Muslim voters will vote candidate and block. That is what we have seen in Hyderabad, old city.
Yeah.
The same thing is the same strategy is being adopted with Bharatiya Janata Party. Yes, all the Hindu votes should be in one block, should go to their candidates. So that is the strategy. But vote division of distribution of wealth and everything, everyone is getting the wealth. Wealth is already being divided. were being distributed equally among all the people, because the people, suppose the taxpayers' money is being given to all other people, even the poor who was not even contributed anything, because that is the way of a secular democratic country that follows the socialist pattern of society. So that is nothing new. Like we already given it about it, but only thing is now giving it a communal color, so that the votes are divided clearly between Hindus and Muslims.
Aditya, do you believe that this campaign is landing? Because we also had a situation where there was a video that was put up on Instagram. A lot of people actually complained about that video. It's now been taken down. Um, is there a sort of frowning upon it that you're picking up?
So I mean, the amazing part about the BJP's social media strategy is that whatever the PM says, it reaches people within a short period of time. So even if the
Yeah,
video is taken down, it was already downloaded and circulated on WhatsApp. So
Mm.
PM's messages really reach his target audience. I think what was new in this is that he's taken two of the opposition's main planks, which is addressing social inequality and income inequality, and given them a communal spin. So instead of the government or privileged castes being held to account, now Muslims are being made the enemy in these two important
this
planks of the opposition. This was, I think, an important deviation from the BJP's earlier campaign narratives. Uh, from whatever I'm observing on the ground, it is, I mean, I think it is only consolidating BJP's core voter. Maybe that voter was a little bit lethargic, and that voter, I think it's more to sort of shake up that voter and look, this is what is going to happen if Congress comes to power. It's for that voter, maybe it is landing properly, but I don't think any of the floating voters, undecided voters, are going to change because of such a campaign. I think it's just going to strengthen those who are already with the BJP and with the BJP's ideology.
Do you believe that the Congress is doing an adequate job of communicating their manifesto at this point, or fact checking what is being said about their manifesto? Because the BJP's message is always stronger, sharper, more targeted than what we're seeing the Congress actually be able to achieve.
Yes, I think definitely BJP, because the BJP's narrative is clearer. They have an enemy, they have a solution to that enemy, and they have a clear hero whom they are sort of, pitching in to the electorate. Congress is an old-fashioned party. They really take the manifesto seriously. They come up with very elaborate promises and policy measures. But what are the three, four key aspects of the Congress manifesto? Those things are not really something that we hear very, unlike what we saw in the Karnataka election, where everyone knew that what the Congress's guarantees were. We don't see that kind of traction for in fact, we are hearing more of the Congress manifesto from the BJP than from the Congress itself. So yeah, I think it's a little bit something wrong with the Congress's messaging and communication strategy.
Also, I think this is really interesting because compared to previous campaigns that were run by the Prime Minister, and we've seen two major campaigns, 2014 and 2019, it was all about what he would achieve. This time he's talking more about, oh, if you vote for them, this will happen. If you vote for them, that will happen. It's a different sort of tone to hear from him, Mr. Shankar. What do you think has brought about this change?
no, he doesn't want to take chances. As simple as that. Because
Mm,
first two elections, fine. Uh, People had backed him and people had supported him. This election, certainly, third time, generally, the general perception in the country is that two times, fine. Third time, people are little dodgy about it, whether to vote him back to power or not. So BJP doesn't want to take chances, and so they are using everything under their sleeves to win this election. And whether it's a communal thing or
mm.
attacking or putting rivals in the jail or whatever they have in their kitty. So they're going all out to ensure that they win this election.
Right. Aditya, from the last 1 week of tracking, what for you has been the biggest political story that you've seen so far?
Uh, I think there is definitely some spring in the step of the opposition, which I
Mm.
hadn't seen in the previous phase. First phase again, they were a little more optimistic. So that I think is happening for the first time. I'm hearing people in the Congress actually being optimistic about this election. So that is definitely one thing. The campaign has gotten shriller from the BJP's side, as we discussed. A lot of focus is now on crimes against women, especially with the Prajwal Ravana case, and now something that we haven't discussed as yet is the son of Brijbhushan Sharan Singh being given the ticket from Kaisarganj,
Yeah.
from Brijbhushan Sharan Singh's constituency. Again, it's at least in Punjab and Haryana, that move has really sparked a lot of outrage that because Haryana was the hub of the wrestlers' protest.
Yeah.
So the word that has gone out, at least to the Jat community here, is that BJP is rewarding the
Mm.
family of the person who was accused in those cases. I think these lot of localized pushbacks are also happening to the BJP. I saw that in Haryana, Punjab again, BJP is finding it very difficult to campaign in villages. So it's, I mean, that unified narrative that the BJP was hoping in the run up to the election, that's not happening, and a lot
Not
of
happening.
localized pushback is happening.
Another story that I should quickly bring up is, of course, the West Bengal Governor C.V. Anand Bose being accused of sexual harassment. This is in the last 24 hours. He's released a strongly worded audio message as of today saying, "I'm waiting for the next grenade and your bullets, please fire at me." On Thursday, of course, we saw that there was a complaint that came up about him about sexual harassment again. Is this like Mr. Shankar was talking about? Mr. Shankar, is this politics playing out during an election? And do you think this is going to sort of materialize into anything else?
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's really shocking. In fact, governor being involved in harassing a maid, I think, the employee, one of the employees. I don't think so. And coming up and see what happens when these kind of issues come up during the election, everyone has a doubt because
Hmm.
no politicians can stoop down to any level. We are not sure about whether this really this case takes up finally there will be any outcome or not, whether the girl will be able to prove it or not. But it's really shocking. If it is true, then it's quite shocking. But still, an element of doubt is there in the minds of people.
Aditya?
Yes, I mean, I agree with Mr. Shankar here. And in West Bengal, I think it may also help the TMC retort to the
TMC.
BJP's attacks on the Sandesh Khali issue.
Yeah.
So I
Maybe.
think that, yeah, it's only going to escalate this particular thing.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you so much for spending time with me and answering these questions. It's been a pleasure, Mr. Shankar. I do hope we can see more
Thank
of you
you. Thank you.
through the entire
Yeah,
election period
sure.
after as well. Aditya,
It's my
always a
pleasure.
pleasure. Always a pleasure to chat with you. Thank you so much.